I've been busy gathering herbs from my garden, trying to preserve them all in some way before the frosts come. I'm learning from this process that I may have planted too much sage, but now I know for next year just how much I'll need. The way things are going, I'm going to have some 40 or 50 burn bundles at the end of this, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, it's just more than I expected I'd have. But that means I can give some as gifts, so that's good. It once again feels like forever since I've sat down and talked to you guys. I think I just need to stop doing so many things and then it won't feel like eons pass between when I talk to you. Right now, as I'm filming this, I think it's September 17th today, so we're like a little over halfway through September. And I wanted to give you a little update on what I've been doing for the past couple weeks, because I haven't made a video, I think since like the end of August. As I probably mentioned back in August, September was going to be really busy for me, and it has been. And so what I've been doing is I started my second library course, the one that will allow me to work in the library as a customer service agent. So I think I'm on week 3 of that right now. And I started 2 new jobs. One was a teaching assistant at the university I graduated from for art therapy. And I'm teaching assistant for 2 classes, but luckily they're one after the other rather than both at the same time. And then I am also the editor for Wingspan magazine based out of North Vancouver, and we are starting our fall issue. We were supposed to start last week, but now we're starting this week. So September has been a little less chaotic than I thought it would be. Oh, and the newspaper I work at, the university newspaper, we are going to be publishing bi-monthly. So we were publishing monthly when I started back in May, but now we're going to be publishing twice a month. But that doesn't start until October. So September has been like an adjustment period, but things will get really busy in October and then really, really busy in November because all of my assignments will be due for my library class, and then everybody else's assignments that I'm marking for the teaching assistant job will be due at the same time. So November is going to be really, really busy, whereas September is a lot better than I thought it would be. Something I wasn't going to tell you, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So if you know me in real life, I've been talking about working in a library for a couple of years now, and I'm doing the courses that will let me be a customer service agent. But as of yesterday, I also applied for a master's in library studies, which is what you need to become a librarian in Canada, at least. I think it's the same in other places. I'm not sure though. But yeah, I decided at the end of August. Like, I had been thinking about it off and on. Like, I kept waffling. I was like, oh, do I want to do a creative writing degree? Do I want to do a library degree? Do I want to do no more degrees because I'm super tired? And I actually had a really good talk with my grandparents when I was waffling between the creative writing degree, the creative writing master's and the library master's. And through that conversation, I realized that a master's in library studies was like far more beneficial and would suit me better as a person, because I love writing. Like, that's no secret. I will talk about it all the time. I will do it all the time. It's all I want to do, really. But just like the way that the master's degrees in creative writing are structured, like what you do, the end goal with it, all of it was just like, like I can do a lot of it on my own, and I don't really want to have the pressure to do it, because as soon as there's pressure on me to do anything, especially creative stuff, I generally don't want to do it. So all that to say, yesterday I handed in my application for master's in library studies. So I don't think I'll find out until February, March, April next year. So this is just little Easter eggs. So if you're watching next February, March, April, and I say, hey, I got into the master's, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if I get in, it will start September 2025. I feel like there is so much more I want to update you on, and so much has happened and what I've been thinking about, but I'm going to leave it here for now so the entire video isn't just me talking to you sitting at the kitchen table. There's actually things I want to do today. I need to finish the quilt I started making for my mom back in February, which I will show you, and I have an assignment to do, and I have a meeting, and then I want to do some fun stuff like make art or something like that. But yeah, let's go work on that quilt. Okay, so she is by no means finished, but I started this back in February. This is a quilt from my mom, and it's taken me, what is that? March, April, May, June, July, 7 months. 7 months to finish the front of it, which is just wild. It was obviously not a priority because I was doing so many other things. But like, obviously there's little mistakes. This is the first quilt I've ever made, but I'm so happy with how it turned out so far. Now all I have to do is put the binding on the edges, put the backing on, stuff it, and then connect it all together. My grandma has a huge machine and we're gonna do it together because she's making like 9 quilts right now. So I need to get myself together and do the binding because I think we're doing that in like about a week and a half. But yeah, no, for my first quilt, I am very happy with how this turned out. And I want to show you the color I'm doing for the binding and then the backing as well. Oh yeah, and in quilting terms, so I'm not a quilter, I don't know anything, but from what I've gathered from working with my grandma, the binding is just the edge that holds the front and the back together. I'm gonna look back on this and laugh at myself for saying completely the wrong thing. But that's what I'm assuming it does. But this is the color I chose for the binding. It is a tan with like red and white and brown flowers on it. I think it'll go really well with the front because it has all of those colors as well, and it's like a chicken barnyard kind of thing. So I think that will look good, especially against the black border. And then the backing is, I literally went to a thrift store and found a nice king size sheet that was super soft. So it's like yellowy white. It matches a lot of the stuff in the front of the quilt, and it's got this really cute like checkered pattern that you can barely see. So I think this will be a good backing, but we'll find out when I put it together. But yeah, I'm so proud of myself. I've been finishing projects like left, right, and center. I made myself a really big list of all the half-finished projects that I had done, and I've been like slowly knocking things off it, which is really exciting. And on that note, I want to show you the knitting projects I have going, and the scarf I just finished. Let me get myself together here first. Okay, so knitting projects. I just finished this scarf. I can't really stand up and show you right now, but it comes down to like halfway down my shins, I would say. And it's pink and it's soft and it matches a hat that I knit last February, I believe. And it was really easy because it was just a knit stitch. And so it went super fast. And now I have this massive, massive pink scarf, which is awesome. And I told myself once I finished this, I would start on some of the other projects that I have sitting in my bin over here. Guess what? I didn't do that. What a surprise. I instead bought red yarn to make the exact same scarf because I was thinking I don't have a red scarf and I love red, and so it's not as bright as I would have wanted, but this is the yarn I wanted to use, and so compromises were made, and at some point in the near future I will have a red scarf just as big as my pink scarf and another green scarf I have in the closet as well. Can you tell I like really long scarves right now? And it's really funny because I would say about 90% of the way done knitting a red cardigan. This is the last sleeve that I have to do. It'll probably take me another half hour, 45 minutes. I have all the other parts done in the closet waiting to be put together, but I keep putting this off in favor of other projects. So I really want the red scarf, but I also really want the red cardigan. So at some point I will need to finish this as well, hopefully sooner rather than later. And this, so hilariously, I think I started this 2 summers ago. It was going to be a really big, like mossy colored wrap that I could put around my shoulders. But as I was knitting it, I was like, oh, I'm running out of, well, I'm not really running out of yarn, but for how long I want it, I'm not going to have enough yarn. And so when I went back to look for it, I obviously didn't have the paper that came with it, because why would I? And I couldn't find this kind of yarn or this color of yarn. So I was like, dang it, I can't actually like do anything with this. But when I was scrolling through Pinterest the other night, I was looking at like little cases to put your books in so they don't get bent or whatever in your tote bag or your backpack. And I was looking at this and I was like, oh, if I just continue this and have it be a complete square, I can put it together as a book holder. So the stitch I'm using here is called moss stitch or seed stitch. I can't remember which one. It takes a little while to do, but I think I have enough yarn that I can knit this into a perfect square and then put it together to be a book holder, which is very exciting because I didn't know what the heck I was going to do with this. And last but not least, this is about one arm of a cardigan. I had this vision that I was going to make a little tiny cardigan, so like hardly even a cardigan. I think it was just going to be sleeves that are like attached together. But I've been so excited about my other projects that I just haven't worked on it. And you know, at some point I will finish this. Right now, yeah, it's like almost an entire sleeve, but not quite. And I think the problem is I can't quite figure out how I'm going to make it, because I want to make it tie right here, but I want it to have like a little bit of a back as well. And I haven't figured out in my mind how I'm going to do that yet. So it's just been kind of like sitting off to the side, especially because I was excited about knitting my scarf. Anyway, that is the knitting tour. Really, like, obviously I like sharing these things with you, but part of the reason is I'm really just procrastinating doing the work that I need to do. I have a meeting soon, and I do have to print off some stuff for Patreon, and I also have some emails to answer, which I really don't want to do because I loathe emails with my entire being, but I should probably get to those. So get those out of the way, get the meeting out of the way, and then the rest of the day I can do whatever I want. Okay, so exciting. These are my first ever postcard poems going out on Patreon. I have always wanted to do little mailed poems to people, and this poem is one that I wrote back in July. It's called Self-Portrait July 2024, which is a whole other conversation. But going forward on Patreon after this month, I want to start writing poems specifically for Patreon, not using old poems, and printing them out on little cardstock pieces and mailing them to people. And I don't have a typewriter yet. I want a typewriter. But until then, I found a font on Canva that is like super typewritery. Actually, my friend found it for me. Bless your soul, Jane. Thank you so much for finding it. But yeah, I'm really happy with how these have turned out, and I cannot wait for you guys to get these in the mail. And then, so how it works on my Patreon right now is there's one tier that gets either a postcard poem or a vinyl sticker each month, and I think it'll rotate back and forth on a pretty regular basis. And then another tier, the next tier up, gets both of them every month. So there'll always be a postcard poem and there'll always be a sticker. Just depending on which tier you're in depends on what you're getting that month. The problem I'm having right now is trying to decide which sticker to do this month, because I did some major printing on my Cricut, to get all the labels done for my herbal products, which are also coming. That's a whole other conversation as well. But while I was doing it, I was test printing some stickers. And so I have 2 different kinds that I did. I actually tried to do a third and it did not work out, so we don't get that one. But this was the first one I did. It's a holographic watering can with little flowers in it. It's very cute. I love it so much. But I also did mushroom stickers. Hold on, let me hold one up for you. So, and then this is the mushroom sticker, but it's a clear sticker. So we have holographic sticker, clear sticker. And it doesn't really matter because like one is going to be offered this month and one will be next month. I almost think that the watering can and flowers should be this month just because we are going into fall. And to me, I know mushrooms grow in the summer too. Don't at me about that. But this feels more like a October sticker than the watering can does. So I think for September's Patreon rewards, we'll do watering can, and then October we'll get little mushroom. And you know what's really awesome is like I was looking through my old Procreate art and I have like at least 20 different things that can be turned into stickers, if not more. And so I will be using some of those for Patreon rewards, but I also really want to do new stickers as well. But before I do new stickers, I need to post all my herbal stuff in my shop, which I am so close to doing, I swear. Like I have the template for the write-up done. Like I just have to add in all the specifics for each product. So all I really have to do is, I think there is 7 or 8, I think I have 8 products to add. Basically all I have to do at this point is finish the write-ups and format it for my store and then like open my store on my website. So there's really not that much left to do. It's just I've been so busy with the new jobs and school, but I feel like the last couple weeks of September, I can start to probably figure it out. I think I'm really just gonna have to take a weekend and get it all done. But this weekend I'm gonna finish the quilt, so that's not happening this weekend, but it'll happen soon. I also have paintings to add. I also have burn bundles to add. I wanna do little candles. I wanna do little good luck charms. Like, I have lots of ideas. It's just a matter of finding time to make them all. But we're starting by adding the herbal products. So, almost done. Right now, I'm gonna go have soup at my dad's house, and then I have a couple people coming over to watch Over the Garden Wall. I know that it is not October yet. If you don't know what Over the Garden Wall is, you need to look it up and you need to watch it because it is the best TV show of all time. Anyway, I have a couple people coming over tonight to watch that, so I gotta get some snacks in order and make sure the house is clean. So I'm gonna go do that, and I will see you a little bit later.